Yes, we are starting globalization economics chapter number 4, and little bit we have discussed about the MNCs and the role played by MNCs to control production. And due to this MNCs, the markets are closing, the economies are controlling, and MNC play an important role in promoting globalization because they serve as agent for the transfer of superior technology. They have provided advanced technology, manufacturing process, and improved skills to underdeveloped countries also. Like in India, we have discussed about this thing. They help in the transfer of capital from countries where it is abundant to where it is scarce. So MNC play an important role. They help in building up knowledge base and development of human resources. They help in creating large scale employment opportunities, as we can see in India. Now, maximum people are engaging MNCs, so they provide large scale employment opportunities by setting up their branches and subsidiaries. The operations of MNCs have a favorable effect on the balance of payments account of the host country. But every coin has two sides. Here we will discuss about Chinese toys in India. Chinese manufacturers got in opportunities. As we know that Chinese economy is growing on a very fast speed, and due to this, they have captured the whole world. So here also Chinese manufacturers learn an opportunities to export toys to India because in India, toys are sold at a high price. And they start exporting plastic toys to India. Buyers in India, now they are having an option because Indian along with the Chinese toys. And since Chinese toys were cheaper and new designs, so Chinese toys become more popular in Indian markets. And within a year, 70 to 80% of the toy shops have replaced Indian toys with Chinese toys because everybody's aim is to earn profit. When the Indian toys were not having any market, so trading started by the manufacturers also. So now toys are now cheaper in Indian markets than earlier. And this is due to the result of trade that is called foreign trade. And Chinese toys come into the Indian markets in the competition between Indian and Chinese toys. Chinese toys prove better. Indian buyers have a greater choice of toys and at lower prices. You just see the effect on buyers, or we can say consumer, and effect on producers. Producers of toys, Indian toys, producers of Indian toys were in great loss, but consumers of India in a great profit because they are having more choice and a lower price. And the Chinese toy makers provides an opportunity to expand business, but opposite for Indian toy makers. They face losses as their toys are selling much less. So this is due to the policies of the government. So normally foreign trade results in connecting the markets or integration of markets in different countries. Producers in the two countries compete against each other even though They are separate by thousands of miles. And this is called globalization. As we have discussed, more and more MNCs, they are just looking for locations around the world, which would be cheap for their production. Foreign investment by MNCs rising. At the same time, foreign trade between countries has been rising very fast. A large part of the foreign trade is controlled by MNCs. And this we can see in Indian economy also. As we have discussed how MNCs control production across the countries, like joint venture, buying local company, produce and orders to the small producers. So the car manufacturing plant of Ford Motors in India not only produces cars, but it also exports cars to other developing countries and exports car components for its many factories around the world. So this is called integration. That means greater foreign investment and greater foreign trade means greater integration of production and market across the countries. Globalization is this process of rapid integration or interconnection between countries, and the most important role played by MNCs. More and more goods and services, investment and technology are moving between countries. And due to this, now we can say that our world is shrinking now. Globe is shrinking. But what are the factors responsible for this globalization? So now factors due to this globalizations occurred on a very large speed, that is technology. Technology has stimulated the globalization process because transportation technology, first we will discuss about the transportation technology. So transportation technology has witnessed several improvements in the last 70 years because we are talking about the India. This has made much faster delivery of goods across long distances possible at lower cost, such as use of containers. I think you must have seen these type of containers near Patparganj, which have led to huge reduction in port handling cost and increase the speed with which exports can reach markets. Also, the cost of air transportation has fallen. Now, air transport is much cheaper. Ultimately, it has stimulated the globalization process fast. Next is telecommunication. Not only transport technology, but along with this, telecommunication, that also played an important role. Now we are living in a information and communication technology world, where technology play an important role. So telecommunication has also shown remarkable development. Computers, internet, email, voicemail, etc. are used intensively to contact one another around the world. You cannot imagine our life without this. But before 50 years, it was not there. Computers have now entered every field of activity. Internet is a part of our daily life. So due to this, globalization process is spreading very fast. So information and communication technology, or IT, that is in short, has played a major role in spreading out production of services across countries. This is the case study using IT in globalization. You just see how a news magazine, published for London readers is to be designed and printed in Delhi. And this is only due to the development of IT sector. The text of the magazine is sent through internet to the Delhi office. The designers in the Delhi office get orders on how to design the magazine from the office in London using telecommunication facilities. And all these designing is done on a computer. After printing, the magazines are sent by air to London. That is again transport technology. Even the payment of money for designing and printing from a bank in London to a bank in Delhi is done instantly through the internet, that is called e-banking, and which you are also using nowadays, all these resources. So now this was the factors responsible for the globalization process. But now we will come back to the Indian economy. As we discussed earlier also, that after independence, our government adopted the policy of protection, because in India, industries were just coming up and our producers were not in a position to compete. Due to this, our government put barriers. And we can say these barriers in the form of LQP. That means license, quota, and permit. And resulted private sector were not taking initiative. Along with this, less MNCs were in India. But till 1990, government realized that our producers in a stage that they can participate in the competition with the producers around the globe, because competition would improve the performance of producers within the country, since they would have to improve their quality. And this is not only the decision of the Indian government, but there was a pressure from the international organizations like World Bank. There was another reason. It is not written in your book, but you should know about this thing, that till 1990, our public sector, instead of converting into assets, they convert into liabilities. All the public sector units, instead of showing profit, they were in great loss. And our economy were in a position of bankruptcy. And we have to take a loan from World Bank. World Bank, which is an international organization, pressurize our government to change the policies. Otherwise, they will not provide the loan. So our government changed the policy, and LQP replaced by LPG. That means liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Thank you.